Hey everybody, welcome in. I want to do a follow-up to the video that we did the other day about needing closure. If you did not watch that video, it's a very short video. I definitely encourage you to do that, and I will probably put the link below this video in the description box so that you can watch that. But I want to do a part two to that. We did talk about how a lot of times people look for closure because they want someone to tell them what a reason was for them walking away or breaking up or what have you. And they feel like it will help them heal sometimes and that sort of thing. But a lot of times we do that and we don't even realize that we actually have subconsciously, we have we feel the need that we can open up the door for negotiation. In other words, if somebody says, well, the reason that I walked away from you is because, and I'm just going to make up something completely crazy, because your hair is brown and I prefer blondes, or, you snore, or just, and it's not that. Those are facetious things. I'm using those things as just examples for purposes of illustration. But somebody will give you what may seem to be a valid reason. Maybe they say something like, well, it's that I don't like the way that, you leave stuff laying around in the house. It's really messy and I can't handle that. And a lot of times what people really want from closure is the opportunity to say, I can do better. I can do better. I can fix that. I can fix whatever the problem is. Oh, you like blonde hair? I'll dye my hair. And so automatically we start to morph because of another person's expectations, instead of making changes within ourselves because we feel like it's the right thing to do and becoming who we authentically are and our best self. So we try to change for all the wrong reasons, okay? And we're hoping for a second chance with someone a lot of times when we're asking for closure, right? And I have a close friend who is a mental health therapist. She is a licensed clinical therapist. I forget her title, but I was talking with her about this after the fact, and she mentioned this, and there is a term for this, and it is called bargaining. And what we want to do is come back to the table with someone and open up negotiations, and we're hoping for a second chance, right? And you automatically go in and try to give all the reasons why you'll do better. And let me tell you what that does. It creates an imbalance automatically, okay? Because when you're coming back together in that scenario, this other person already has the upper hand. You're down here and they're up here. So they're in the driver's seat. So you've already given your power away. All right? You've already given your power away, and in their mind, they're fine. In your mind, you're not fine, and you got to get better. And somehow if they walk away again, you feel like more of a failure than you did the first time. So it's really self-destructive from that standpoint as well. It's never easy when a person, rejects us or walks away from us or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's going to be much more healthy for you and your own mental health, your inner peace and your well-being, and ultimately your healing, if you can realize that this person has the right to make their choices. And whether or not you don't have to understand it. Sometimes you have to just sit back and say, it doesn't make sense. Some things in life don't make sense, and that's okay. There are a lot of things in life that we will not be able to understand, right? And you may understand this later if you go through the healing journey, and in fact you will, okay? Many times when people have rejected me, I didn't understand it at the time, and a year later I knew more about why they rejected me than they did, because I had done a lot of inner work and I had seen exactly energetically and at a subconscious level what my issues were around that and what their issues were around that more so than they probably knew. But the best thing you can do whenever you are in the situation where for whatever reason you're facing rejection or whatever is accept it. As hard as it is, A person has a right to make their choices, no matter how crazy they may seem to you or me. We have to honor a person's choice. If a person chooses to not be with us, to be honest, it's a healthy thing to take a step back and say, why am I trying to convince a person that I am good enough? There's a problem with my self-esteem, okay? Why why do I want a person who ultimately doesn't want me? Why am I attracted to someone who doesn't want me? Is that something wrong with me? Not wrong with you, but there's a wound that's causing you to choose someone who doesn't want you. And in actuality, that makes you a bit of a chaser and makes the other person possibly a bit of a runner, okay? And chasing is definitely, you're looking to fill up a void within you from another person. You're looking externally for that other person to fill up a hole within you that you need to be filling up yourself, right? So the healthy thing to do is whenever someone gives you a reason, even whether they give you a reason or not, don't argue with them. I had a person who, when I had a rejection one time, that whenever that happened, the person said, well, I don't want to do this, and here's why, and gave a reason, and it was completely bogus reason. And he knew it was bogus, and I knew it was bogus. And what he was wanting me to do was bargain with him and explain to him why he was wrong, so that he could walk into that situation and say, well, okay, I'll give you a chance. We're not walking in with you up here and me down here. No, we're not doing that. If he can't see my value, and this is what he really thinks of me, he doesn't need to be with me if that's his perception. He was wrong, and I know that, and he knows that. And that's okay. But whenever I didn't argue and I walked away, he chased me. Damn sure did. Because he didn't really want that to end. He just wanted to get in a control position, and I just wouldn't give that up. I'm like, no, we're going toe-to-toe on this thing as equals, or not at all. And I was fine, and I honored his decision. I didn't tell him he was wrong. My response was, thank you for telling me where you are in all of this. I didn't say he was right. I didn't say he was wrong, because I don't care what he thinks. It has nothing to do with the truth. That is really a healthy way to deal with rejection, okay? So I hope that this has helped you guys. I hope this is clarified. And big shout out to my friend, the mental health professional. You know who you are. I love you to the moon and back, my friend. And I hope this has been helpful for those of you who have sat and watched this. We continually do videos like this over on Patreon, so I definitely encourage you to become a member of Patreon so that you have routine access to content like this. We try to help you have a better life. That's what the goal is. All right? Love y'all to the moon and back, and I'll see you next time. Bye, y'all.